Idaho Matters podcast is brought to you by St. Luke's On-Demand Virtual Care, which allows patients to see a provider from their home using a computer or smartphone with on-demand care for common ailments such as a cough, sore throat, or a sinus issue. More information at stlukesonline.org.
Family, work, school, you've got a lot going on. I'm Aisha Roscoe from NPR. We know you're busy, so we've made staying informed easy. The Boise State Public Radio mobile app is a hassle-free way to keep up with the latest news and stories. Whether you're cooking dinner, folding laundry, or just tackling your daily to-do list, staying in the know has never been so simple. Download the free Boise State Public Radio app today, so even when you're busy, you'll never miss a beat. And join me for Weekend Edition every Sunday morning from 6 to 10 on Boise State Public Radio News.
From the studios of Boise State Public Radio News, I'm Gemma Gaudette. This is Idaho Matters. In Idaho, Earth Day isn't just a date on the calendar, it's a celebration and an important opportunity to create change, which is why this Saturday at the Watershed in Boise, people are coming together to explore how our everyday choices shape the world around us. So joining us now to talk more is Jenny Wolf, Education Coordinator with the Watershed. Jenny, welcome to the show.
Hi, Gemma.
So Jenny, for folks who may not be familiar with the Watershed, can you tell us what it is and what role does it play in the community?
Yeah, so the Watershed Education Center, we just reopened with new exhibits about a year ago, and we are centered around helping Boiseans understand our local water resources, our environment, how our environment is changing due to climate change, and the ways that people can take action and connect with local organizations who are working to keep the things that are wonderful about Boise wonderful.
And the city of Boise is hosting an Earth Day celebration on April 18th, so this coming Saturday. What can folks expect?
Well, it's going to be a pretty fun opportunity to give people an opportunity to explore new ways to protect our local environment and take climate action. We're going to be joined by about 30 community partners who work on sustainability and environmental action. So we're going to have hands-on activities from those partners. We're going to have live music, a public art project, food trucks, free corn dogs or tots to the first 200 attendees. So basically, we're going to have a big party for a great cause at the Watershed, which is one of my favorite locations in town.
So talk to us about the fact that you decided to kind of make this simple. And what I mean by that is focusing on everyday actions. What are a few easy changes that people can make to really help the environment?
Yeah, so when people are asking what they can do, I really encourage them to first think about what it is that they care about in Boise. So maybe that's gardening, maybe it's riding your bike, skiing. So start there, like start with what you care about, and then take the local actions around that feel most impactful for you. So, for example, I think a lot about riding my bike. It's something that I love to do. I live close to the Greenbelt. So when I'm thinking about simple ways that I can make riding my bike something I already care about, impactful, I think about replacing maybe 2 car trips a week with a bike trip instead. And think about how I can consolidate my trips with a car to make my transportation just a little more sustainable. So again, just like small, simple things that connect to something I already care about.
So my understanding is the city of Boise is also promoting the Keep Boise Cool initiative. Can you remind us again what this is and how folks can actually get involved?
Yeah, so Keep Boise Cool, we've gotten a great response from it. It's a way to help people do what I kind of just said, like think about what you already care about in Boise and connect that to local everyday action. So we are encouraging people to check out Keep Boise Cool. You can Google that and you can take a short quiz that connects you to a personalized climate action plan. And we'll send you a few email reminders that help you to take simple everyday action. Again, depending on what you care about, maybe that's transportation, maybe that's the natural environment, maybe you're thinking about your water use at home. So in your inbox, you'll get a few personalized actions that you can take. And then the program as a whole also connects people to local volunteer events, fun educational programming around sustainable action that people can take, and volunteer opportunities as well. So it's a pretty exciting and really locally focused guide to help people take climate action.
So you mentioned climate action. In your opinion, what do you think is the most common misconception that people have around climate action?
I love that question because I think the most common misconception that people have is that climate action is too big, that it is something that they would need to get connected to on a global scale. And while global action is important, uh, local action is really impactful as well. So I think a lot of people think it's too big, that they can't do something to help. But in reality, there are so many local actions that people can connect to easily. And I think that climate action is something that is simple to fold into your life. It's not something huge that requires, big changes to what you're already doing.
So how do you change that mindset then when we're talking about these, misconceptions?
Right. Well, I think if you were to come to Earth Day on Saturday, I think one way that you could correct that misconception is see how many of your neighbors and how many organizations you're probably already tapped into are taking climate action. We're going to have organizations that people are familiar with: the Sierra Club, Bogus Basin, Valley Regional Transit are all going to be present at our event, showing you how easy it is to get connected to local groups that are already doing great work.
And how does creating, a personalized climate action plan, right? Something that you can do individually. How does that help someone truly make a difference? Because I think sometimes it's also just overwhelming to think about, can I, as one person, actually make a difference?
Right. Well, I think for me, the antidote to that feeling of overwhelm is building local community, to join up with someone who is doing something, to see your actions ripple out, and have fun while you're doing it. So these local actions, when we pair them together, that multiplies our impact. So
Mm.
I think that that community building is essential.
So I want to go back to something you talked about in the beginning of the conversation, and that was how you personally like try to, take use your bike at least, twice a week, right? Instead of getting in your car. And I know that this event really encourages people to bicycle using the Boise River Greenbelt. Well, why is transportation such an important part of climate action?
Well, here locally in Boise, it's a big chunk of our emissions. So as of 2024, it was 43% of our greenhouse gas emissions were tied to transportation. So if you're just thinking about impact in that way, transportation really makes a difference. But also, when I think about Boise is such a bikeable city, and so being able to get out and enjoy all that we have to offer, the Greenbelt, the new protected bike lanes that are going out downtown, it's impactful and it's fun. It adds joy to your life too, to think about alternative transportation.
So the event is just a kickoff this Saturday because you also have some workshops and volunteer opportunities coming up in the next few months. I have a little bit less than 2 minutes left with you. Can you tell us a little bit about all of that as well?
Yeah, so Earth Day really is just the beginning this year. So I encourage people to Google Keep Boise Cool, because over the next 3 months, we're going to be hosting climate friendly transportation events. We're going to have workshops, volunteer opportunities that are really designed to help residents take cleaner commutes. And then from there forward, we're going to be changing the focus quarterly with Keep Boise Cool. So if you want to think about something other than transportation, stay tuned, because we're going to be having opportunities for people to get educated, get involved, build that community that I was talking about for the rest of the year.
Well, I want to thank you so much for coming in and talking to us about all of this, Jenny. We've been speaking with Jenny Wolf. She is education coordinator with the Watershed in Boise, talking about Boise's upcoming Earth Day event. It will happen this Saturday, April 18th at the Watershed. You can go to the City of Boise's website to get more information on all of that. You've been listening to the Idaho Matters podcast from Boise State Public Radio. To stay in touch, you can find quick Idaho daily news every morning when you subscribe to the Connector podcast. If you learned something from this episode today, share it with someone else who needs to know about it. Hi, Idaho Matters podcast listeners. If you're on your smartphone right now, or if you have it nearby, I wanted to pop in to tell you about something to check out. Boise State Public Radio is now on Nextdoor. Here's what that means. Trusted local news, thoughtful reporting, and stories from across Idaho right along your neighborhood updates. If you already have the Nextdoor app, you're halfway there. Just search Boise State Public Radio and hit follow.